Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, husbands and wives.
Listen, we're here to speak life to you. I know it's been a while.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
We have been on the recharge. After the recharge.
That's
And those that were at
true.
the recharge, you know what I'm talking about. We had a great time. We hope to share some things with you about that and how you can be a part of the next recharge.
That's right.
But I want you to know something. We hear this all the time. Marriage is work.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but I want to give a little bit more context to it because we believe that life and death lies in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
So let's call marriage what it really is. And that is an institution that was built by God
That's good.
to work. It will work.
Yes.
But I know it takes work. And
Yes.
so that's what they mean when they say that. But I also want them to know what they're working for. So when you call an institution and you say that it was designed by God, built by God, created by God to express himself in the earth through husband and wife, it will work. So marriage is not designed to fail at all.
That's right.
It's not designed to fail.
Not set up that
It
way.
is set up to work.
That's right.
But it does take faith. Faith without works is dead, so it takes work.
Yes.
But I just want you to know what you're working towards. We're working towards making sure that your marriage, our marriages, look like Christ and the church.
Yes.
With that being
Yes.
said, I want you to know that your spouse, your wife, your husband is designed to make you better.
That's right.
They have to. They have to make you better. And here's why I say that. Who you are right now, as great as you are,
Yeah.
a lot of who you are, if you're a husband or wife, is because some of you has been indirectly influenced
That's
by
right.
the person you sit next
That's
to,
good stuff.
by your spouse.
That's right.
Your spouse is having an indirect influence on you. Okay, you don't believe me? Has anybody ever told you you are starting to look alike?
Yeah.
Or you sound just like your wife when you said that. Or you sound just like your husband. Why? Because you've been around each other so much.
Yes.
You're starting to pick up on each other's characteristics,
Yes.
behaviors.
Yes.
But how can we move from the indirect or unintentional influence to intentional influence?
That's right. And when you're influencing one another, that's a powerful word. Influence is even one of the pillars when you think about what's holding your marriage up. So when you're influencing one another and being intentional about it and having a purpose behind everything you do as a couple, as a husband and wife working together, appreciating each other's abilities, appreciating each other's strengths, using those things to make the marriage work.
That's good.
Even when we were in school, we used to say birds of a feather flock together.
Wow.
And people tell me a lot of times, oh, you sound like Hayward, or that sounded like Hayward, or you little misspeak wife, misspeak life, and all those different things. And it's supposed to be that way. You're not supposed to say, no, I don't sound like my husband.
Right.
Be okay with sounding like your husband, because his influence, the influence that my spouse has on me, it shapes my character, it shapes who I am, it shapes what I do, and vice versa. The same thing for him.
Yeah.
And guess what? It doesn't mean that he's controlling me or I'm controlling him.
Right.
It means that we're doing what the word says. How can two walk together except they agree? So we agree that we're going to be intentional about pouring into each other, intentional about what we say.
That's right.
And that way, the enemy or people or things can't mix up our words and change us. No matter where I am, I'm going to sound like my spouse. And no matter where he is, he's going to sound like me. You don't have to worry about anybody even trying to destroy. They might try, but no weapon formed against your marriage will prosper.
And when you say that sounding like me, it doesn't mean you're not going to sound like you.
Yeah.
You're not saying that, I'm no longer myself now. No, what they're saying is there are things about you that are now positively influenced.
That's good.
That is just refining who you already are. So I'm not becoming you. You're not becoming me. We're just becoming better versions of
That's right.
ourselves
I'm still
because
me.
there are things about you that I need to make me better. So
That's
when I
good.
sound like you, all they're saying is there are things about you that have a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more strength, a little bit more substance now, because I have somebody that is able to help me with my weaknesses.
Help.
Guys, I am very high energy,
Yes.
very high strung, very positive, very powerful, very motivational. I believe in all that about myself.
Yes.
But with all that sometimes comes a lot of stress,
Yeah.
a lot of worry, sometimes even a lot of anxiety. So being around her, who is very positive, very energetic, but a lot of times there's this attitude about don't worry about things that's already going to work. And so I look at some of those things she does where it's very less stressful, and I apply some of those things that she uses to get that same peace and joy to my life. And now I'm having more joy in my life about all things that I do because I've allowed myself to be positively influenced in a very intentional way
That's good.
by my spouse.
That's good.
What in your spouse that you admire and you say,
Yes,
wow, I like that
yes,
about
Lord.
you? Should it be that you're not just supposed to be liking it,
Yes.
but you should be influenced by it to make you better? Watch this.
That's good.
To add more life to your life,
That's good.
something about your spouse could possibly be the thing you need to bring healing, health,
That's good.
longevity
That's good.
to the very years to your life.
Hallelujah.
Not to mention your financial prosperity,
Yeah.
your attitude about life.
That's good.
You just don't know what it is. If you would just be free enough to say, I'm humble enough to know that something in you is something that I need to be in me so I can be a better me.
That's good.
We want you to always be encouraged, y'all. Come on
Yes.
to our Power Core. We're going to talk a lot about things like this
Yes,
at our
yes.
Power Core marriage retreat. You'll see more
Yes.
information after the video. But we love you, and that's why we encourage you. Again, let your spouse, your partner, influence you and watch your marriage
That's right.
work.
That's right.
Listen, we're here to speak life in your marriage
Speak life to your marriage
and speak life over your marriage. We love you.
Love you.
Speak Life presents the Power Chord Marriage Retreat, July 9th through 11th, 2020 in Pooler, Georgia, right next to Savannah. Early bird registration is still underway. You don't want to miss this exciting event, the marriage retreat of the year, the Power Chord Marriage Retreat 2020. You don't want to miss it. See you there.